Arc Raiders has taken the gaming industry by storm. Gamers everywhere seem to be absolutely loving this brand new extraction shooter, and I can class myself amongst those. However, it appears to be a very different story when it comes to gaming journalism. What a surprise. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. While gamers seem to be absolutely loving Arc Raiders, the gaming media has taken a different perspective. Eurogamer yesterday gave the game a score of 2 out of 5 stars or 4 out of 10, which had a significant knock-on effect to the critic score overall. However, did they do that because they genuinely didn't like Arc Raiders and they went through the process of explaining what didn't work for them and all that kind of stuff? No. In actual fact, Eurogamer liked the game a lot and explained why they enjoyed the game a lot. So why the 2 out of 5 or the 4 out of 10? Well, they gave it because of the generative AI, which was used in the voice acting. A very minor part of the game, as you don't particularly interact with the NPCs. Most of the function is in-game itself and the proximity chat with other players, which can be very funny indeed, can also be very fruity indeed. So because of that, they significantly tanked the score. And whereas there is a conversation to be had about the use of generative AI in voice acting versus real life voice actors, they themselves have become victim of stuff which they shout and cry wolf about all the time. They literally became the review bombers, because they marked it down by an unfair amount simply because of this AI function, which they admit in the game isn't a big deal, but because of their moral objection, it's wiped out a huge chunk. So the very next time the games media want to complain about players review bombing stuff, then you just have to simply refer them to this review where they do it in 4K. But that's not what I actually want to really go into in this video. What I really want to go into is an IGN review that went up about Arc Raiders approximately 6 months ago, which has been absolutely laughed into the ground. And when you watch it, you'll see why. Now, this is a review by a guy called Jared Petty, and I don't think he could have had a more apt surname. And it currently stands on YouTube at 979 upvotes and over 30,000 downvotes. Well, I guess I better do my part on video, eh? So let's just have a look at this masterpiece of a review, shall we?
Arc Raiders is blisteringly, aggressively archetypical. The extractionist extraction shooter that ever extracted. It's one of
just what a way to just make yourself immediately come across as unlikable with your oh my god see type of language. It's the most extractory of extractor shooter that like ever extracted and stuff. Like, I don't know, like maybe
one of the least surprising games I've ever played. Holding so much in common with its inspirations, they're almost comically indistinguishable. For preview purposes.
Can we just go? Can we, Jared? Can we just, sir? Can we just have a little look-see poo at your shooting here, sir? Right, it's not as if it's a million miles away.
Inspirations, they're almost comically indistinguishable.
That is the most mainstream gamer review bit of footage that I've ever mainstream gamer review seen since the last time that a mainstream gamer reviewer did it. Oh my god, Ziz. Are any of them actually any good at video games? Because I really don't think so at all.
This is a game so unabashedly tied to its progenitors that the hero's default melee weapon is a pickaxe, the same weapon Fortnite metaverse heroes dropping off of battle buses lug into combat.
God dear. Imagine making a comparison between Ark Raiders and Fortnite, two very different games. One's an extraction shooter, one's a battle royale, purely on the basis that the default weapon on both games is a pickaxe-esque tool, even though it makes perfect sense for it to be that in Ark Raiders because of the breaching element when you're breaching through doors or you're breaching through panels to loot behind them. But because they are both pickaxe-esque items, well, it must be homaging Fortnite, guys. It must be pushing that. Oh, my God. Oh, le sigh, as the French would say.
There's very little that feels truly original, but the components bolted together from other successful live service games click predictably and produce
Can we
a
stop, sir? Sir, can we go back to your shooting again, sir?
Components bolted together from other successful live service.
It's not even moving. It's a stationary turret, and he just can't seem to aim for shit. But don't worry, guys. He's gonna tell you exactly why this game's good and bad. I'm actually gonna move myself into this top corner because I want you to pay close attention to what's going on in the squads and the solos that he does, because there's going to become a reoccurring theme with how this guy plays the game, or doesn't.
The first are the Ark, AI-controlled battle robots that wander the map searching for any sign of organic life.
Now, if you have a look here, you'll see that he doesn't have any shields on at all. And I would love very much to give him the benefit of the doubt. I couldn't give two shits. But this is the reoccurring theme. The guy doesn't seem to understand or know how to use a loadout or shields. But maybe his teammates will tell him later on when he actually gets into group play. Because I legitimately think that is actually the case. When he's in a group, he eventually has shields on. When he's solo, he barely has a shield on. So I think he did all the recording solo, then got into a group, and his mates told him, you need to put a loadout and shields on, dude. And then he went, oh! I wondered why I was getting killed so easily.
The Ark are no trifling threat. Even the smallest bots can prove surprisingly dangerous, especially in groups.
Even the smallest of bots can prove to be a threat, especially in numbers. Well, it doesn't help when you're trying to melee the one that has a flamethrower built in and is currently roasting you alive as you're swinging your Fortnite pickaxe at it, trying to melee it, fella. Do you know how to play a game? Does your brain compute about ranges and whatever?
The little spider-like scurriers are downright upsetting for an arachnophobe like me.
Oh, get over
large
it.
Crawlers do not mess around. Ark wander the map listening to the sounds of search.
What? Again, what are you doing? You got a leaper here, and you are trying to get up close and personal with a Stitcher which has light ammunition, and you're trying to shoot it down, and they're like, whoa, these guys are a little bit tough. No shit.
Ark wander the map listening for the sounds of search or battle and swarm.
Right. Look, this is another case of this guy's an absolute Rampton. Number one, again, no shields whatsoever on his character. Number two, if we just go back slightly, there's a turret on the top here, and he's literally walked past this turret. He has not seen this turret. Now, from this little bit of footage, you could say maybe he came up a staircase. No, there's a bit of footage later on which shows him walking right past it, complete and utterly, situationally unaware that this big turret is there. Then it turns, starts shooting it. Then only then he turns around. And when you are meant to be the voice, which is telling other people why a game is good and why a game isn't good, or why it's worth playing or worth avoiding. And you yourself can't even fucking play a video game. Then you are not qualified to even touch anything whatsoever. Probably apart from yourself, late at night.
The Ark are especially dangerous in numbers, and there are plenty of subtle little traps set where clusters of different Ark with complementary abilities are placed near one another. Sometimes hidden in indoor areas, or one can literally trip into them.
What is this?
I met my fate more than once when I got overconfident.
Absolute monumental bit of backpedaling. Again, no shields whatsoever. He's got his pickaxe out, doesn't even have a weapon out, does he even have a weapon, does he even know how to use a gun? Probably not. He's probably against the Second Amendment, even in video games.
They're springy and difficult to control, assault rifles steady and heavy.
No, it's not springy and difficult to control. You're just a goddamn terrible aim. That's what. And also, the likelihood is that your sensitivity's way too high for somebody like you, who probably needs it exceedingly low so you can focus it on something. Because you clearly do not have the reactions to deal with a moving object. Hell, you couldn't even deal with a stationary object.
Assault rifles steady and heavy. Sniper rifles punch like artillery. Playing in team.
Sniper rifles punch like artillery. And instead of showing an example of me blowing a wasp or a hornet or a snitch out of the sky with one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a shot into a leaper that's not even going to flinch. That'll show it. I despair, sir. I despair.
You and your companions can search and cover for each other.
All right, look, now that he's gone into a group of three, he's actually got a shield active. What a surprise. Did somebody tell you, stop being a fucking idiot and put a shield on? Do you know how to use a loadout?
The environments are passable with the usual collection of rusty warehouses, abandoned apartment buildings, and overgrown...
Environments are passable. The environments are brilliant. They're gorgeous. They look fantastic. Now, whereas that can be more of a subjective opinion, passable. Fucking hell. Your gameplay is far from passable, sunshine.
Everything is serviceable, but it all kind of feels like they gave Fortnite a coat of DayZ grime and moved on.
What? What is this guy talking about? What is this fetish that he has to try and link it together with Fortnite? Because they both got pickaxes. It's like they gave Fortnite a DayZ grime. No, it doesn't. Nothing of the sort whatsoever. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know if the guy's even played Fortnite or DayZ. Maybe a couple of games of Fortnite. DayZ, probably not.
Ark Raiders is meatloaf without much plate presentation. But the meatloaf is tasty, if a little cold.
You wanted to show that footage off again? You wanted to show the footage of you absolutely shooting all around the stationary turret? Jeez, you're meatloaf, mate. You're the meatiest of meatloafs that ever meatloafed in a meatloaf. Oh my God!
A single special pocket in your inventory allows you to keep one discovered item safe, even on the event of your death, so that you can haul your rarest finds home, even when you die.
Well, you can see from the way that he showed off 3 safe pockets and then said that you can keep 1, showed exactly when he was actually recording the voiceover versus when somebody actually discovered it in the game. The safe pockets are based on the augment that you use in your loadout. So it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3 in this case. But the person that was doing the review or preview here hadn't even bothered to look into any of that, and so just recorded when he only had the 1 slot. GG.
A single special pocket in your inventory allows you to keep one discovered item safe, even on the event of your death, so that you can haul your rarest finds home, even when you die.
Oh. I'm pretty sure that he's not trying to show an example of death. I'm pretty sure this is just his gameplay that they spliced together. Absolutely useless.
Some containers take time to open and generate quite a bit of noise when manipulated, which is a delightful tension-raising mechanic that I really appreciated. Opening one of these was especially harrowing when playing solo. You can really feel the vulnerability with your camera locked forward, not knowing what...
Right. So he's trying to say that when you breach something, it makes a noise. And because it makes a noise, there's a vulnerability there because an arc could come in, another player could hear you, and they could come in and engage in some PvP. So I'm going to show the example of the tutorial where there are none to do either. I guess you were just desperate to get some footage out, eh? Doesn't matter if it corresponded to anything that you were talking about. Fucking hell.
There's also some part of crafting that involves a live rooster. I never figured that part out. As you explore the world above, you gain experience,
What? You never figured it out? It involved a rooster. I never figured it out. There is a huge yellow bar there that says claim. Collection box, loot available. Claim. What would happen if I press the button that says claim? What does this hieroglyphics mean? Does this translate into something which I will be able to comprehend? This claim word? I couldn't figure it out. Do you know something, Jared? I believe you. I believe that you couldn't. You're that fucking useless.
Arc Raiders previews pretty well, perhaps because its design conservatism makes it so instantly familiar. There's nothing here to challenge what came before,
Here we
but
go.
sometimes that's okay.
This is the
Overall,
footage. This is the footage. Now, Jared, you can shut your bloody cake hole now while we go through this. And I'm just going to shift myself into the other corner so we can see this in all its glory here. So he's going to go onto the rooftop. There! We can see an absolute mile away the turret. An absolute mile away the turret here. Here he is. Here's the turret paying absolutely no attention whatsoever. Oh. Then he will engage. Situational awareness minus 5 stars. Thank you, Jarrett. I think we've seen absolutely enough of that for one lifetime. Isn't it amazing the state of mainstream gaming media when the people that they send to tell you, the potential customer, whether or not you should fork over your hard-earned cash for a game? They can't even play the damn video games in the first place. And I'm not professing to be the greatest gamer of all time, but holy shit, compared to Jared, I feel like I should be in some sort of FaZe clan or something. And it also seems very suspect and suspicious at times that when gamers start to gravitate towards a game like they have with Arc Raiders, that the mainstream gaming media seem to turn on that game and want to tear it down. And just one thing before I go, both IGN and Eurogamer gave Concord, a game that barely lasted 2 weeks before being shut down, a better score than Arc Raiders, which is currently being absolutely played to death and loved by gamers out there. Huh. Weird, huh? I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Goodbye, Balooble.